The grand ballroom of the Billionaire's mansion shimmered beneath an ocean of crystal light, each chandelier dripping with diamonds of glass that sparkled against the polished marble floor. The air was thick with expensive perfume, soft murmurs, and the faint clinking of champagne glasses. A long velvet carpet ran through the center of the room like a royal pathway, and at its end stood a lineup of stunning models. They were tall, impossibly beautiful, dressed in shimmering gowns that cost more than most people's yearly salaries. Their hair was flawless, their smiles carefully practiced, a gallery of perfection. Their eyes followed one man, Mr. Donovan, the billionaire host, who stood with an air of casual authority that came only from old money and absolute power. Beside him, holding his hand, was his little daughter, Lily. Her golden curls framed her small, curious face, her eyes wide at the dazzling spectacle before her. As she wore a pale pink dress and tiny white shoes that tapped nervously against the floor. Mr. Donovan bent down slightly so his voice was meant only for her. "Sweetheart," he said smoothly, "it is time to choose who you'd like to be your new mommy." A hush rippled across the room, as if everyone had been waiting for this moment. The models straightened their posture, subtly adjusting their poses, tilting their faces toward the perfect lighting. Some gave Lily sweet smiles, others blinked slowly as though to draw her in with silent charm. But Lily's gaze didn't linger on the glittering woman before her. As she glanced at them politely, then slowly turned her head to scan the edges of the room. Past the velvet gowns, past the shining jewelry, past the flash of perfect teeth, until her eyes landed on someone almost hidden in the far corner. It was Grace, the black maid. As she was wearing her crisp, simple uniform, a white apron over a navy dress, her hair neatly tied back. In her hands was a silver tray of Jewish glasses, which she balanced with care. She wasn't standing like the others, instead, she was half turned toward the kitchen door, clearly more concerned with her work than the spectacle unfolding. Lily's expression softened instantly. Her lips curved into a tiny smile as though she'd found something, or someone, familiar and safe amid all the glitter. Grace happened to glance up, and their eyes met. For a brief moment, Grace's eyes widened in confusion. You knew the little girl was looking at her. In the next breath, the entire direction of the evening began to change. If you want, I can now expand scene 2 in the semi-deep, cinematic style side flows naturally from here. Would you like to do that? A soft murmur of confusion swept through the ballroom as Lily took a small step away from her father and the line of glittering women. Her tiny shoes tapped lightly against the marble, each step echoing in the silence. The models exchanged puzzled glances, their poised smiles faltering for the first time. Mr. Donovan straightened, his brow furrowing slightly. Lily, he said in a calm but firm tone, the ladies are right here. He gestured toward the row of elegant women, each of them waiting, some now leaning down in an attempt to appear warmer, more approachable. But Lily didn't even glance back. Her focus was fixed entirely on Grace, the maid who still stood in the far corner, her tray trembling just slightly in her hands. The little girl walked right past the glitter and glamour, ignoring the whispers of guests, the scent of expensive perfume, and the camera flashes from a few eager onlookers. As she reached Grace and stopped in front of her, tilting her head up with the innocence only a child could carry. "You," Lily said softly, but loud enough for the room to hear, "I want you to be my mommy." The air seemed to freeze. The clinking of glasses stopped. Conversations died mid-sentence. Someone gasped near the back of the room, and one of the models let out a small, incredulous laugh. Grace's eyes widened in shock, her lips parting as if to speak, but no words came out. As she looked from Lily to Mr. Donovan, you know if this was some kind of joke or if he had just stepped into something far bigger than herself. Mr. Donovan's jaw tightened, his gaze smiling between his daughter and the maid. His public persona demanded compa, but the deep crease in his forehead betrayed his surprise. "Sweetheart," he began slowly, "Grace works here. She takes care of the house. She's not. I don't care, Lily interrupted, her voice firm in a way that made the room collectively blink. She's keen to sh reads stories at night in your bassi. Sh makes law. Sh makes feel safe. Grace's throat tightened, and sh had to blink rapidly to stop her own tears from forming. Sh could feel the weight of dozens of eyes on her, some filled with judgment, others with curiosity. The billionaire exhaled slowly, his perfectly curated evening unraveling in ways he had not prepared for. The models shifted uncomfortably, the glamour of the moment cracking under the unexpected honesty of a child. Somewhere deep inside, Mr. Donovan realized this was no passing whim. His daughter had chosen from her heart, and no amount of wild or appearance could change that. The room waited, holding its breath, for what he would do next. If you want, I can now drive you scene 3 with the same emotional depth and tension as the ending hit his heart. For a long, heavy moment, no one moved. The room was so silent that even the faint hum of the chandelier's bulbs seemed loud. Mr. Donovan's eyes remained locked on his daughter, searching her face for some sign that this was childish stubbornness. But all he saw was quiet determination, the kind he recognized from his own reflection. Grace still stood frozen, her hands clutching the silver tray so tightly that her knuckles had turned pale. She could feel her pulse pounding in her ears, as though her inner world was tilting into unfamiliar territory. Finally, Mr. Donovan took a slow breath, his voice low but steady. Grace, he said, stepping toward her, put the tray down. Her fingers trembled as sh set the tray on a nearby table. Sh half expected to be asked to leave, to be told that sh had overstepped, that this strange, surreal moment would vanish like a dream. But instead, Mr. Donovan turned back to his daughter and knelt so he was eye level with her. Lily, he said, his tone softer now, do you understand what you're saying? Being someone's mother is a big responsibility. The little girl nodded without hesitation. I know. But sh already is, just not on paper. A ripple of emotion passed through the guests. Some smiled faintly, others shifted uncomfortably, not sure whether to feel touched or scandalized. Grace's lips trembled as sh finally found her voice. Mr. Donovan, this isn't, but he held up a hand gently to stop her. His gaze had shifted, the still edge of a billionaire melting into something more human. You've been with us for 2 years, he said, his voice quieter now, and I never realized how much you've done for her, for him. Lily, still holding Grace's hand, looked up at her father expectantly. Can sh stay forever? Sh whispered. There was a pause, and then, to everyone's shock, Mr. Donovan smiled, not the polished smile he used for boardrooms and cameras, but something real, almost shy. If Grace wants to, we'll talk about it. As a family, the room seemed to exhale all at once. Conversations started again in hushed tones, but the atmosphere had shifted. The glittering models quietly drifted away, their smiles fading as they realized the evening's selection was over before it had begun. Grace knelt down beside Lily, her hands still trembling, and hugged her for the first time without fear of overstepping. The child clung to her as though she'd always belonged to her. For the first time in years, Mr. Donovan didn't think about appearances, power, or repetition. He thought about something he'd almost forgotten, what it felt like to have a home, not just a house. And in that moment, it didn't matter that Grace was the maid. Sh was, without question, the one his daughter had already chosen to love. Defis. If you want, I can now create image prompts for all 3 scenes that perfectly match the story's tone.